What's up, spiritual gangsters? It's your OGs, Treese.
And rain.
Welcome to another episode of Trybe Vibes.
Well, let's get into it.
So today we're gonna talk about kind of like a story time slash review of one of our art collaboration projects.
I remember when we first started this whole thing, we definitely wanted to add an art component because we were both art inclined creatives. So we definitely wanted to put some visuals out there as well.
Yeah, we always talked about having like pop up art collaborations like in the forest somewhere. Like we have a group, like even if it's only like worldwide, like 100 people that like, go hard for us, and they would like meet us in the forest somewhere and like go hard on like art collabs and shit like that.
Definitely without getting murdered.
Yeah, without getting murdered.
Underline. Don't kill us.
Word. So we always thought about like, starting art collaborations, and because we both do work like separately, but together
Right.
we're just like, I feel like we work very well together in a whole lot of ways.
I do too. That's why we're able to do this, and it's every experience that we create together is super awesome because we are so much alike, yet we are completely opposite. So we vibe, but we definitely balance each other out, and that's what's so dope. Especially, we definitely saw that in our first experience.
Rain is very detailed. Like she likes to sketch things out and be specific and make sure we have like everything perfect. And I just like to fuck shit up. I was like, add colors, splash it, fuck it up, like smear it out. It's
I like
beautiful.
to have I like to have the rules first before I break them. I need the outline before I color outside the lines. And she's just like, you fuck it up, it'll make sense later. Trust me, it's a vibe. We're painting the experience. I'm like, sure, whatever.
Right. So it's a very cool dynamic because it's like we both check each
For
other
sure,
and we keep each other
for
in our
sure.
places while still creating like good art. So that's the reason why like we just wanted to start an art collab, because it would be fucking amazing and it's something that the world needs to see.
For sure. So definitely keep an eye out for all of our visuals. I know you'll definitely see them every time we put out a podcast. Our logo, our cover art, all of the art specific to the podcasts and recordings that we're releasing are all original of either us individually or us collaborating.
Right. So the first project we started, basically I moved into like a really nice apartment and I was like, ooh, like I felt a little bougie, like, ooh, I got a nice apartment. I need like
Cute. It
some
was
nice
real cute
artwork.
though. It was like good lighting and stuff and
It was real
space
cute. Like it
and
was cute,
shit.
cute.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I need something like fresh but nice. I wanted like a piece for my bedroom. So I wanted it to be like kind of sexy but obscure but beautiful but bright and vibrant and colorful. So that those were the ideas I started on. So you came for the festival because we go to festivals every year.
Yeah, it's a yearly thing, our meetup, because we no longer live in the same state. We meet up at least once a year. We try to go to festivals or some type of art experience to inspire us, for sure, just like in life, but also for our art. And so I was up visiting, and she was like, "Yeah, we got to create something together." I'm like, "Okay, bet." And she was describing it. I mean, she right now it was described eloquently, but that's not what she told me. She said, in the quote, "I just want just niggas fucking up there." I was like, "Oh, okay." So from
I
there,
did want sex because it's my bedroom, so I wanted something like sexual. I wanted it classy, okay?
okay, right, because I was telling her because it's such a new apartment, she would have like family over and like friends over, and I know she has nieces. So I'm like, you just can't have just like sex on the walls. You'd have to cover it
Because
up
at
in
first I was
ways.
going hard. I was going hard. I'd be like, yeah, I just want just straight up like dick and vagina like
Right, and
on my
that was
wall.
also a direct quote. Um, so yeah,
But we compromised.
yes.
We
So
compromised.
with my input into that was to whittle it down. And we are also a fan of like collections, I think. when there's
Yeah.
more than one piece, a lot of partner pieces. So she was very insistent on putting out multiple pieces. So at first it was just going to be two, like a diptych for the three, and I suggest, you know what, let's make it four pieces, and it'll be like the four bases. So not all of it is just like plain sex, but it'll be an allude to sex, and that way you could separate it a little bit. And so we came up with
Right.
baseball. What was the official name?
The name is baseball.
Oh, it's just baseball. Okay, cool.
The name is kind of whack, but the pieces speak for itself, so it's okay.
Right.
Because each piece represents a base, like first base, second base, third base, and home run. Like, obviously, in the sexual stance. If you don't know what that is, go look it up
Maybe you're
yourself.
too young if you don't know.
Go, yeah, you're too young and you shouldn't look it up, or just go look it up yourself.
In case you're curious, man. We could explain it though. 18. First base is kissing. Second is the touching of the boobs and such. Third is
Or licking.
that's third. Or
No, that's second.
licking is not second, madam. That's just
Yeah, but
squeezing
our
things.
picture is of somebody licking somebody's boob on second base.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
That's an aggressive second base.
I forgot about that. All right. It's a fast ass second base. And then the third is diddling. That's my classy way of saying diddling.
Start making noises and shit. But we made it in
And
a way where they were both pleasuring each other, so it was
everybody
all
got
inclusive.
something out of the
But
situation.
we'll talk more specifically about that later. But then the fourth base is obviously home run. Everybody knows what home run is. But
Sex.
we kind of decided most of this like on the cab ride there. Like cab ride there, we just decided that it's gonna be an abstract sex piece of representing each of the four bases, and that was really, and then we wanted it colorful. Like we picked some color schemes like purple, red, yellow. Like I think we picked like just a couple of colors that we wanted to keep
Yeah.
it. Like we know we wanted the background like purplish pink because I love purple. So that was
Yeah,
easy.
purple is the theme color of her apartment for sure. So we want to have a complement colors and such.
And the important part too is to realize that you don't need a lot of money to make grand pieces. So before, like even before we did this project, I was trying to do another project and I was looking for canvases. Fuck a canvas. Canvas is so much fucking money. It's ridiculous.
Yep, we started at Michael's first. That's where we're in the cupboard. We started at Michael's first to get some art supplies and do it. We we are both young. Well, she's a professional. I'm not. I'm just out here in the streets. But
I'm not a professional.
okay, yeah, all right.
I'm
Okay.
a professional of nothing, remember?
But we definitely are, advocates for saving coin. So we went into the art store first, and we were like, we're not paying these prices for four large canvases, and that was ridiculous.
It was like $100 per big canvas.
For
It was
sure.
fucking
That's
disgusting.
that was ridiculous. But I remember seeing somebody. I mean, it was part of my when I was in college. I took a class in painting, and part of it was we did a quick tutorial on how to make your own canvas because they understood that artists are poor, so it'd have to come a time to make it. And I honestly forgot most of the steps. I'm like, just fuck it, put it on wood.
And that was the best idea we ever made. We were just like, yo, we're gonna go to Home Depot. Home Depot is a fucking art store, period.
Shout
Care what
out.
nobody say. We were
It's
like, yo,
because they have the basics. They have the basics.
we're like, yo, we about to buy some slabs of wood. Even if we gotta cut this shit up, we just gonna buy slabs of motherfucking wood and we're gonna buy house paint. Like literal wall paint. If you're an artist, you can work with any paint. We'll make this shit work and this shit gonna be fly. Like,
I
period.
mean, yeah, house paste. Most of them are acrylic based. I know we're used to working with acrylics, and it's cheap because if you just get the little sample paint, because we don't need gallons and gallons of paint,
Right.
so we just got the little sample paint, and that was more than enough to get the job done.
So when we went to Home Depot, we were able to find like four equal size slabs of wood because sometimes when you go to Home Depot, the wood is like kind of cut weird. They're all not the same
Or
size. But
or
we just,
warped because of the weather.
and that was another thing. Sometimes the wood was like kind of crooked. So we
Right.
tried to pick like the four most straightest pieces of wood of the same size. And when we picked the wood, we made sure that it was like light tan wood. That was kind of like, not like it wasn't dark. Like I think it started off as like tan.
Yeah, it's just the regular planks. They're like
It's like planks of wood.
cedar colored, I guess. Oh.
So we got that, and then we got samples of maybe like what, five different colors. We didn't get many colors because
No,
we
but
can
we
always
made sure to
mix.
get a primer because we didn't want the wood in the background, so we got an overall white thing. But what's funny, and I just remembered, is while we were painting the primer onto the wood, it warped the wood anyway
Oh yeah.
because we didn't do it properly. But it got the job done.
So the thing is that if you're gonna buy wood, you should always prime first,
Both
and
sides.
especially if you're using light colors. If you're using like a black, I would say who gives a fuck, like why prime? But if you're using like anything besides black, you should really prime to get the better color that you want.
Right. And it's definitely important to prime on both sides because that's what causes warping if you just do the one side because wood is
Right.
porous and paint is wet. So if you put the wet stuff on the porous material, only on one side it will bend to where the water um, is coming from. So lesson learned.
We
Science.
kind of had, you said science. We kind of had like a basis basically of the idea that we wanted, the colors. We bought the colors. We knew the medium we was gonna use, and then we obviously got like like the rollers to roll the paint on.
Yeah, just all the like the brushes and supplies and stuff. And I know for sure you had some as well because you got that art life.
But the brushes that we used were all the brushes we bought from Home Depot, though.
And some smaller ones for detail.
Yeah, so we brought sponges for the background because I knew I wanted the background like a little obscure, not just like one solid color. So we brought sponges and we brought like various like wall paint brushes in different sizes, and then we brought the roller. And it was cheap. Like maybe all our supplies ended up being like $80.
Which would have been the cost of one canvas, not even the size we wanted. So I'm glad that that worked out
And we had a whole lot of supplies left over at the end. So we brought more than what we needed.
and everything worked out. Definitely for us to make good art for the low low.
Right. And then getting the stuff back to the apartment was kind of like fun and not fun.
It was hilarious because we each had these. How big are the planks of wood?
They were basically like, if I'm 5'6", if I'm standing up, the planks of wood was at least at my like shoulders,
Yeah,
about my shoulders.
I wish I knew math. It was like 4 feet,
Yeah, about like 4 feet by like
four
two
or five
feet,
feet.
but maybe like 4.5 feet by like 1.5 to 2 feet.
They were decent size.
4 feet by 2 feet because they're pretty skinny.
Okay, well, I'm not in your house. I don't know what you look like right now.
Well, whatever. Y'all get the idea, basically. And we're gonna put pictures and stuff in the video and in the description and whatnot.
We will debut baseball.
Right. And let us know if you guys actually, like, once we're all done talking about it or whatnot, let us know if you actually want printouts of it because we can create printouts for you guys. And
Oh yeah, definitely sell some prints, some merch and shirts.
but if you guys want the actual pieces, y'all gonna have to start auctioning and bidding on that shit because I ain't selling it. For I may hold on to it because artists, sometimes you gotta hold on to your shit and have it eventually be valued at more money before you sell it.
Right.
So bringing all the stuff in the cab, first of all we had to hail down a cab to find a cab willing to take us. And in New York City, when a cab driver sees you're doing too much, they don't want to stop for you.
I mean, and first and foremost, we're black, so they're already like, eh. And
Yeah,
then they see black women with a lot in their hand, like big ass pieces of wood and like 2 or 3 bags, and we're juggling and trying to walk up Harlem and shit.
they're like,
They're
what the
like,
fuck are you doing?
nah, nah.
Sorry. So we eventually got in a cab or whatever. And then my apartment was what, on like the third floor? Or no, it was like second.
Ha!
No, it was on the third floor. So we had to walk up
Yeah,
all the
because it's
stairs.
a New York apartment, So it was an older building, of course, so no elevators, and that was an exercise for my fat ass. It always is.
Rain always exercises every time she comes to New York.
Yeah,
Like, the whole experience is an exercise.
I do occasionally exercise on my own so that I just like don't die and shit. But it's definitely a workout for my thighs and my lungs every time I visit you, for sure.
Word.
Good stretch.
So the process was pretty easy in the beginning. Like, we basically laid all the wood out. First thing, we just put all we well. First, you have to cover your workspace, protect your shit. Protect your wood, protect your floors. So we just laid out a whole bunch of plastic all across the floor.
For sure. You were very adamant about protecting your. That's real hardwood floors, bitch. I was reminded several times.
Yo, I never had anything nice. Like, let me live my
No, no,
life
no,
and
no, no,
keep
no.
things that are nice,
No hate,
nice.
no hate. I mean, they were
I
beautiful
was hyped
hardwood floors.
because
They were,
my
they were.
apartment was like dope.
It was dope as fuck. That's probably like, yeah, for sure. Protected.
I protected my whole floors.
My floors, bitch. I know you see where you walking.
So yeah, so we plastic on all my floors to protect my shit. Then we laid the wood out, and then the first thing was easy. Like, priming was like actually pretty therapeutic. You're just priming, whatever.
Make it all clean.
Yeah, it was nice. So we primed, and then after we primed it, we let it dry for a little bit, and then we were drinking too, right?
Of course.
Yeah, we were drink. Was we smoking weed? I don't think we were.
Anytime we're together, it's a celebration. Uh, I'm always smoking.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't,
we were like drinking and smoking, whatever the fuck we were doing.
I'm always, we're always a little turnt.
Yeah,
To get into the inspirational creative process, I need a muse occasionally, a little catalyst situation. But yeah, after we laid it out, we started our sketching process. And this part is, for me, like almost as fun, if not probably just as fun as actually creating, because we get the brainstorming and the bouncing of ideas and clowning each other when our ideas are trash.
word. I think we
Yeah,
didn't
that was fun.
sketch as we. I think as the primer was drying, we were just coming up with like more specific ideas as to like how we wanted everything to look.
Right.
And we agreed, first base kissing. Like, she wanted everything to be so detailed. I wanted everything to be more like obscure. Like, I don't need to know your ears, your nose, your mouth, your face, and everything. I just want to create a picture where you look at it and it just looks beautiful. And then you look at it deeper and then you're like, oh shit, they're kissing.
But I'm an overthinker, and that carries through in the way that I create. Like I need to know where the body parts are in relation to each other. So like I said, I need to know where the lines are so that I can fuck it up later. Like I need to know what the rules are in order to break them. That's how my mind works. I work backwards. I don't know. You
Yeah,
work in a completely different direction. You're like, let's just fuck it up and then make it look like something. And which is
right,
definitely
later.
like
Like,
we need that in each other, that balance. Because you tell me to
right.
relax, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't look like a mouth. Like, what is that? So then sometimes we gotta reel it in. Sometimes you gotta let
And
go.
then she gets super anal, like, let's just fix this here. Let's make this line like that there.
Or else there's like
And
a
I'll
little
just
itch
like
in my
sigh.
brain. There's a little itch in my brain. Like, fix it, Jesus. Fix it. So I gotta,
So basically we agreed on like all the positions. Like, the first base they were kissing. Then we made a little sketch of it on a sheet of paper. And then like the second base, I was like, I just want a big titty. I just want a titty and I want a tongue. That's it. Like, titty and tongue. Obscure, abstract, beautiful.
and when I drew the boob, I kind of that's the first I think I've ever did. I think I did it in like one swoop, that boob, and you're like,
Right.
stop, leave it, that's perfect. I was
No,
very
you did it good
was
because it was like your hands were just perfect
But
and
that
like
never
steady.
happens to me, so I wanted to go back and fix it.
No, no, it was fine the way it was.
That was
And then just tongue, just licking the boob. That's it. Done.
wow.
And then the third base, I'm like, I want to get technical. I want to get freaky. Like, I want it to be like nice. So we thought about like a girl doing like a roundabout to suck some dick as the guy
It,
had was kind of like sitting up, eating her out at the same time. So it's like they're both pleasuring each other
all right,
because we didn't want it to be like a one way.
Graphic Gary, you could just say 69.
Oh yeah, okay. So 69. But
And then the
you're like details, bro. We don't need them. But she's doing like a back bend 69. It's not a
yeah,
traditional 69 because we not traditional
no,
bitches.
no, yeah. That bitch did yoga. She's a
Yes,
yoga, stretchy, bendy bitch with
right.
her chakras aligned.
Oh, all of them. So we thought that was cool, and I wanted to make sure like you saw her boob. So she has like a little boob like up top, and we wanted her to obviously have like big hair, like huge hair. You know,
Yeah, keeping it as Afro because it's just drawings. We wanted to make sure we definitely had some Afrocentric features in the people that we were drawing. So she definitely has an Afro. Anytime we draw any full body shots of a female, she's definitely curvy.
right?
And
She
yeah, we
got
definitely want to.
booty. The booty was
And then
kind of hard to draw though. Like I'm not sure if even if I still like the way the booty turned out because it's very like it was hard to make that particular one because the body dynamics are like a little
yeah,
technical. Like I think we
yeah,
kind of was like over ambitious on the third one.
we definitely were. I still like the idea, but the execution was difficult because me personally, I need to
Yeah,
draw from reference. I
right,
can't do that. What you did, my back don't bend that direction. Two, the only way to get reference would be to look at like text, and
right.
I'm like, I'm not gonna pull up porn and draw porn, so we just freehand it and figured it out. I mean, for not having a reference, I think we did a good job.
And then you see like the little like man head like poking out like in her vagina area. Like he's like he doesn't even have a body. It's just like he's just a head.
Because he was not important.
This is about the woman.
Just need him from the neck down,
Right. So
shoulders
that
down.
was interesting. That's probably like my least favorite out of all four of them, you
Hmm.
know, but I think we were just very ambitious and we tried our best. And then the fourth base was obviously like sex, but I didn't want to make the sex, I wanted it to look beautiful. I didn't want it to look like too raunchy or anything like that. I just
Right.
wanted it to be very
Artistic,
simple, like artistic, simple. So basically
sensual,
sensual. So it's just kind of like doggy style, right? Like doggy stylish,
very classic doggy
classic
style. It's
doggy, like
very Venetian,
and
really
everything is
bent
very
over.
outlined. Like the most clear thing you really see is like her butt, you know.
Yeah. Just wanted to, yeah, keep it simple. We didn't want to put too much detail, which was difficult for me,
Yeah,
so that
not too much
you.
detail. Cause she was talking about my nieces. She kept bringing up my fucking nieces. Like, what if your nieces are here and they see this? And
At the
I'm
same
just
time, I'm
like,
like, you need
I wasn't thinking about them. This is my grown ass woman fucking room. If I want dick on the wall, I'm gonna put dick on the wall. But she made me feel
but
bad.
at the same time, I'm like, her nipple needs more definition. Like, more sensigrams. It was hard to reel it
Yeah.
back in once we, because the idea itself is pretty out there.
Right. And then after we made like all the outlines, we like put it on like all the pictures, like all the well, no, we did the background first. So the background we said we did with a sponge, like a I think it was like a purplish pink we used. Or like a light purple and we just like sponged it on. We didn't do it
Mhm.
in any uniform type way. It's just kind of like however we felt we wanted to put it on, you know, with no judgment. So that's why like
Yeah.
some areas are lighter than others, some areas darker than others, because we just was working on feeling at that point.
Yeah, we definitely wanted the background to start with the whole process of it looking abstract. And, it's kind of like reminiscent of space, like that comic
Right.
background where it's just different colors melded together, but in a smooth sense, so that whatever we were drawing would pop.
Because I wanted it to be light. Because, like, even if you even think about sex and sexual things, it's kind of like a dream, or at least it should be if you're having good sex. It should be more like a
When done well.
it should be like a dreamy thing. It should be like intense but light and sweet, and like I just wanted to capture all of that like in the background, cuz the background is what's going to keep everything together and in place. So,
Right.
but I wanted it to look uniform, but I didn't want it to look like monolithic. Like, I didn't want it to just be like a slab of just paint. So the sponges was a good idea.
To have some movement.
Right.
Had some movement in the background.
So it's a very movable background. Rain did all of
Whew.
the outlines. She did all of the like major like body parts and like outlines so that we can reference, because she's very detail oriented. So you did all of that. And then I just came behind her and just fucked a whole bunch of shit up.
But in such a beautiful way,
Like, she
though.
would make a line and I would just like fuck it up. Like,
Fuck this line.
fuck your line. Like, I'm like, oh, that's a nice ass. Well, I'm about to put something else over it.
Smack it with
And
paint.
then I made an effort to, all the reds are probably me, because I wanted to make like hot spots, like centerpieces, like when they kiss,
Oh,
the pleasure
yeah.
zones, like, the last base, where the dick enters the vagina. I wanted it to be red to represent passion. Like, I'm too explicit. I wanted it like all the hot zones, like tongue to breast, genital to genital, tongue to genital. I wanted all those areas to be red and vibrant because it represents passion and love. So I did that. We just kept going back and forth between that, and then it just developed really on its own.
Right.
So then, like, after it started, like all the pieces started, and we did all the pieces at the same time. Like, we would just jump literally from piece to piece to piece. It wasn't that like we finished one piece and then went to another one. We were literally doing all of them at the same time. Sometimes we were working on different ones.
Yeah. That process was so fun where you would have one color and I'd have another, and then we just go through all four pieces, just bouncing off one to another, just whatever this piece needed at the time. And then you'd go behind and just fuck up everything I did. But every single one, eh, because we kept bouncing back and forth, every time we revisit the piece, it kind of be like with fresh eyes again. Uh, so I don't know. It was just that process was super fun and chaotic, but in a good way.
And then what was crazy is that there was one part where I was just like, you know what? Fuck this art. Fuck it. I'm about to fuck it up. And then we literally started fucking up the art. Like, we started just splattering it and just doing all this crazy shit. And we were literally twerking and like splattering colors all over everywhere.
Yes, we were streaming the SZA
Mhm.
album, her debut album. We were blasting that, twerking, singing, just in a zone. And like as the night went on, I definitely felt more creative. We were fucking it up. We were in the zone, just Jackson Pollock full on splatter. That was awesome.
So that was like, I was like, what does this piece need? I said, it's too cute. It's too cute. Like, I didn't come here to make cute fucking art. Like, I came here to make real shit. So I was like, I'm gonna fuck shit
And
up.
it was literal cute fucking art.
I know, right? I was like,
But
I'm gonna fuck it up.
dad jokes.
That was probably like my funnest part, like twerking on the artwork and like fucking it up.
Oh
And it's
yeah,
like,
for
fuck it
sure.
up, fuck it up. Hey, go best friend, go best friend. Like, just fucking that shit up. And then
Literally.
came the time where we were getting very confused. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I was like, dude, do you feel lightheaded and like fucked up? And she was like,
Yeah, because I know I smoked a lot. We were drinking only a little bit, and from the time that we woke up, we were just focused on getting everything together to create this. So when we were finally in the zone, I hit like a euphoria point, but then I just hit like a wall where like I don't know, everything started looking crazy, like it didn't make any sense anymore. And she's like, "Are you lightheaded?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm." feeling a little dizzy, and I'm like, I can't push through that. Like, what is happening?
It was just so funny because then I was just like, I don't know how we ended up in my room, but my room was the only place that had windows. The rest of my apartment had no windows. So we ended up in my room, and then I opened up the window, and oh my god, like the first whiff of like fresh air, it just felt so right. Like we were like oxygen. Like, and we finally realized what was wrong. What was wrong was we were just inhaling paint fumes for way too long
For
without
hours.
getting
For
oxygen.
hours.
And we didn't eat. We didn't
Nope.
have any food
Nope.
all day. And we've been drunk all day because we went to what, bottomless brunch.
Bottomless mimosas.
Bottomless,
Yep.
no, sangria.
Sangrias. I'm sorry. Bottomless sangria. We're a little
in
bit
the
more
morning.
cultured than mimosas.
And it was like tapas, so you know it's not real food.
No. That's still snacky snacks.
Yeah, it was like snacky snack food. So that's the only thing we ate, and we've been drinking, smoking weed,
Inhaling paint fumes.
inhaling
So we were.
paint fumes.
Yep. We were basically trying to kill ourselves
No,
for the art.
it was for the art. I think we were just really into what we were doing, and we were excited, and that excitement fed us.
Okay. Until we hit that wall, like, damn.
So we ended up we literally like sat on my fire escape. Like we just like went outside on the fire escape and just like was breathing air for like.
No,
the
we
longest time.
we ordered pizza
And
because
we
then we
ordered
realized like we need something to soak up all of this.
You know, New York dollar pizza. You know,
Hey, God, I miss.
pizza's cheap.
I need a slice. Yeah.
So we did that, and I don't know. I was very happy at the way everything turned out, even though we almost died.
Yeah, no, besides that point. I mean, like, while we were working up until that point, we were so excited. I don't know if it was the paint fumes or not, but when we woke up the next morning and looked at everything after we ate and had oxygen and had a clear mind, we were like, this is still some dope shit.
Yeah. Some
So
real
that's
dope
that's
shit.
like the best thing, that we were still happy with it after we were sober.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes you get like high or you know whatever you do to get into your creative process, and you think you're doing like the best work ever.
This is the work of a genius.
It's the work of a genius. And then like you come back down, you look at it the next day, it's like, what is this fucking shit?
Scribble scrabble.
This piece of shit. But that was not the case. So yeah, we're happy about it. I love the piece. It's our baby. This is our first piece
First piece
of our collaborative collective.
First love. Collaborative collective. All right. I'm with it.
Yeah, and you know, there's gonna be more coming. So be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Like we said earlier, any artwork that you see attached to these podcasts, all of our logos, everything is done by us for us.
Word.
And
Oh,
hopefully
nigga.
we'll, if anybody express any interests, we'll be, trying to get that out to you guys, but that's later down the line.
Right.
Yeah.
But that wraps about up, right?
Yes, ma'am. Our very first art
Our very
collab.
first art collab, and many more to come.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, hope you got something out of this.
Remember, we are experts of literally nothing. We're just out here in these streets like y'all.
We learn from you like you learn from us because we are a tribe.
Until next time, continue to vibe.
Hey.
Hey.